Hi guys, thanks for joining me today on my channel. So I've been wanting to share a little bit more about myself with you guys. My channel's very small and I've been a little guarded with who I am as a person, and I watched Dawn, I'll leave her channel below, when she had mentioned something that had affected her life, and she went through a little bit of it, and it had to do with her son. And I know at the end of it, she felt just some relief by sharing her story. And it got me thinking that, I've been wanting to open up a little bit more with you guys, so you would kind of know where I'm coming from and why I do what I do. And so I'm going to try to do this video so that you will know a little bit about my story and what's going on with me. So hopefully you will continue watching this, and you will learn a little bit more about me. The reason I started YouTube was on the suggestion of my son Jacob, who's been on my channel a few times doing some fun little videos. He had suggested that I start a YouTube channel because some of his friends that are girls would always ask my opinion. Some of his friends that are female would always ask my opinion of, hey, did you see the new Kylie? What do you think? Or are you getting the new Too Faced, blah, 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 blah. And knowing that I was a makeup lover and I had suggestions and recommendations. So one time one of them said, you should start a channel. Okay, so I thought, you know what? Maybe I will. Maybe this is the joy that I need to put back into my life. So that's what made me initially start my channel. Now, why I needed so much joy in my life is because I think all of you don't know, is that I'm a widow. I lost my sweet hubby, Tony, December 10th, 2013. So, we're coming up on, this December will be 5 years, so it's been 4.5 years. I was married to him for almost 22 years, and he was the love of my life. And he passed away extremely suddenly. He had gotten sick with what I thought was like a flu, and then he called in to me and said that he couldn't move, and I rushed to his side and knew that something was terribly wrong and called 911, and the paramedics came and immediately rushed him out and told me to stay home. My kids were going to be coming home from school, told me to stay home because they wanted to do some tests to make sure he didn't have meningitis, and I might have had to be in quarantine. So they rushed him off in the ambulance, and so I had to go pick up my kids from school. I was really just waiting on pins and needles for the phone to ring, and about an hour and a half later it never rang. So I called the emergency room, and I asked what the condition of my husband was that was brought in by an ambulance, and they passed me off to two separate people, staff members, and eventually the doctor had gotten on the phone. And I thought, oh great, here he's going to tell me what the answer is, and I pray it wasn't meningitis and what that's going to involve, and hopefully, we weren't going to be in quarantine and my kids and all that. And he says, I'm sorry, we lost him. And I didn't believe it. I absolutely didn't believe it at all. And I said out loud, are you telling me that my husband's dead? And right then, all three of my kids wailed out in a pain that was so strong, a scream, and I don't remember much else. At some point, my brother had come over to drive me to the hospital, and then me and my kids had to go and say goodbye to my husband, who was laying in a room waiting on us so we could say goodbye to him. So, where I stand with all of this is that I'm not doing well with it. I haven't been doing well with it. For the first year, I fell into a huge depression. I was seeing a counselor. I was suffering from PTSD because of it, that I was diagnosed by a psychiatrist. I had to go into special PTSD counseling for it because I was having horrific nightmares about him that made me scared to go to sleep at night. I spent the first year after he passed away in a complete fog. So damaged. I spent the whole entire year pretty much in my bed. I gained 100 pounds because of it, because of my sedentary lifestyle. It wasn't so much the food that I was eating, it was more the lack of movement, because I would rarely get out of bed. I'd spend days on end in my bed. And you know, went on medication for it, and to say that I handled the situation not well is an understatement. I was absolutely devastated that he had left. So through a lot of counseling and a lot of medication, I finally am trying to pull myself out of it. Makeup has always been something I have loved. Beauty in general has been something I've loved. I've always liked watching people get their hair done at the salons. I've always liked the, colorists, seeing the colorists do their job on people's hair and the transformations. I love makeup. I like looking at the beauty ads. It's always been something that has been attracting to me. And so when my son said, maybe you should start a YouTube channel, I thought, well, maybe it will bring me a little bit of happiness, Maybe I can share some of my, recommendations with others out there in the world, So when I started, to say that my channel has grown slowly is an understatement, because it's grown like a snail's pace slow. But that's okay. That's not why I'm doing this. I'm not doing this to be the big YouTuber. And let's be honest, the mature community, no, we're not going to be, the Jaclyn Hill of the YouTube community. But really what I long for with my channel is just interaction with other women. Interaction with other women who might be going through similar things. Interaction with women that have the same interests that I have. Just to say, hey, I got this new palette. A lot of my friends don't wear makeup, so I can't talk to them about, oh my gosh, I got this new palette and it's so good. And, they're just like, I haven't even heard of that. If it's not past the drugstore, they don't know it, kind of thing. And so that's why I started my channel. I started it so I could interact and build up a community of makeup lovers like me, that we can share back and forth our tips, our tricks, our suggestions. But why I started it had to do with trying to find a little bit of joy in myself. This is a journey that I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. I still can't fathom the idea that my husband's gone and my kids don't have their dad. When life starts getting too rough for me, I tend to close up, and that's not good. but I do. It's my defense mechanism, I think, and it's been a journey. It has been a journey, but why I wanted to share this with you is because I wanted to share with you a little bit about me, a little bit about why I'm here, why I'm doing this, and what I want to get out of it. You know, I love makeup and I love people. I naturally am a talker. Anyone that knows me knows I'm a storyteller and a talker. And I could sit there and talk with friends over makeup all day long if they let me. And that's why I do this. And unfortunately, I'm in a situation where, you know, when I watch other YouTubers and they talk about their husbands, you know, it still is a little stingy for me in my heart. You know, I'm only 52. This happened when I was 48. So the fact that I was 48 with 3 kids, they were teenagers at the time, 48 with 3 kids and a widow, it's pretty terrifying. You know, it's pretty traumatic. And so, you know, I don't know what I really wanted you guys to get out of this other than maybe just a few seconds into my life, so you know why I'm here, and that I appreciate each and every one of you that have subscribed to my channel. If you think that my channel would be helpful to anyone else that you know of, please share my channel with them. I just want to reach people and just, you know, to be friends talking about makeup, you know. And God forbid if there's anyone that is a widow as well that would understand where I'm at with my life, you know, that's a bonus. But hopefully none of you guys have this traumatic thing that I've had to go through. So there you go, guys. I just wanted to have you peek a little bit into my life, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.